Yeah, folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. And here it is, the Bandito. Okay, last night we saw all the paint on the motor. That is the full satin finish because there was enough of it going on to give the finish that I wanted, that full proper satin finish. But the bodywork, I didn't really get into it. I just put a thin layer on to start it off, and it's all still porous and thin, so I can just spray over that tonight once I've masked it off. Just a quick point to those about heat-proof paint. That's the top of the headers, 35 miles and not slowly, and not a single bit blistered off. If you put a thin amount on, it's fine, and then you let that dry and then you spray a load more on, you layer it up, and it seems to stay on. Don't know why, but it does. So there it is. Everything around the engine's done. I'm going to just mask up a few bits and bobs again quick. Going to keep that silver just for now. But tonight's all about the bodywork. Just going to put 3 or 4 good thick layers on the bodywork. Took those badges off in the end, and I shall put them back on. They look great. They've kind of been ratized a bit with a little bit of overspray and sort of smeared over. So they look great, but they'll go back on once it's painted. Everything else is done really. Just sort of time to get some paint on it, get it properly laid up. So we're going to get the masking done, and as it's now stopped raining and it's nice again, it's dried out, going to get some painting done tonight. So let's get masking. Stick around, stay tuned. Okay, all masked up. Traveller, more Iceland bags, we got loads. And everything's covered. Important, didn't mention last night, that's for the reservoir for the rear brakes, so it's going to cover that. Do it properly in a minute. Important point, if you're spraying a bike matte black, just be really careful not to spray the wiring, because it's colour coded for a reason, and if you spray it all black, you're in a world of trouble. So covered everything up. Carbs again, don't want them being painted, I like them as they are. I've covered up the front end. The front wheel is done at length yesterday, so it doesn't need any more paint, and this covers up the discs. I don't want to start clogging the discs up with paint, because then as you touch the brakes tomorrow, you load up the pads with crud and paint and it writes the pads off. So that's all covered. I just want to get a bit more over here, all around there. Lights all masked up, a little bit of a mask around there, so there's a slight difference. This is that semi see-through stuff, if you remember. This is, as I said, real waxy and still. I've given it a quick rub over with a dry cloth and it's taken off anything loose, and it's still quite porous and sort of absorbent. Covered that in because again I don't want to clog it all up with paint, so that's just masked off. I really made it so I can do the whole bike again. I did intend to sort of put cloths up under here, like a big sheet, cover up all the side, thinking this was okay, but it's a little bit of chippage, flakage. So just going to spray some more over that. Kind of looks alright, it's a bit wrapped when it starts flaking off, but not the next day. So I'm going to sort of do that again. A bit more up underneath, get the body work done. Time to start rattling the cans. Get squirting, shoot this pig. Okay, stick around, stay tuned. Unbelievable. That is a wasp on the lens. What are you doing, dude? I might paint you black. Sorry about that. Right, here we go. Time for paintage. Stick around. Just gonna layer the tank up first. Squirtage. With this satin stuff, if you get it thick enough, you get a nice sheen. If it's not thick enough, it's all matte and chunky. And I like it sheeny, shiny. Just layering it up, baby. Better heat. First layer on the body. Touch. Just layering it up. Under the can now. It's getting a bit chilly now, so it's just going to bloom off if I don't stop laying it on. Last little bit on there. There we are. One satin black Suzuki Bandit. And now ready to rub. That's it. That's all the paint that's going on. A nice shiny satin finish now. Now what's happened, because of this, it's kind of a nice evening, but the sun's gone down long ago, probably about 2 hours ago. So this has been getting cooler. It's about 12, 14 degrees now, quite chilly, and it's made this go a bit matte as it's drying out. It's getting a little bit of moisture in the surface, condensation, and it will bloom a little bit, but there's a simple remedy for it. That's sort of wet around that section still and dry on that section, and that will dry out that colour. But there's a little remedy to this. You just use a really knackered Scotch-Brite and some soapy water, and you just go over it afterwards, and it takes it all off, goes back to that black sheen. It's only the top microscopic layer that blooms out, and that will be rectified once it's dry. That's just she is. Matte blacked out, baby. That's the basis. It's not a rat bike. I'm standing up and saying this. It's the whole rat and survival bike thing. Some bikes, they're so accessorized or clipped on with all this random stuff. You see them, they just ride along like a rolling junk pile. Doesn't interest me. I kind of like the stealth bike look. Stealth bike, I like that. Maybe we'll call it that. Maybe the police won't see me. Haha. I doubt that. So there she is. Pretty much done. Now I can get on with seat cover I'm going to do some stuff to the foam. Going to make some adjustments, little customization. Exhaust is going to get a little something interesting. Going to try and get hold of some perforated steel, and these bars have just got so much potential for mounting things. So there's lots of thoughts going on. So that's just a rolling progress, kind of a rolling project. But there it is, from a grey shiny bike to a grey sanded down bike to a matte black bike. There it is. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. See you all next time. Ride safe.